Welcome to 40 Days to Personal Revolution. My name is Mary, and I will be guiding you through your week 1 practice. Our theme this week is presence, and the 2 laws of transformation that we'll be focusing on is seek the truth and be willing to come apart. We're going to start in child's pose. Come to your hands and knees. Open your knees wide to the edges of your mat. Bring your big toes together to touch. Sink your hips back onto your heels. Rest your forehead, stretch your arms out. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Breathe in through the nose, expand through the chest. Exhale through the nose. Feel the breath glide across the back of the throat. Take another deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Ujjayi breath. Grounds you to your body, to your practice, and pulls you in and out of every pose. Know that child's pose is a pose that you can take throughout your entire practice if you need to take a break. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift up your hips. Press your chest towards your thighs. Spread your fingers wide, gripping through the 10 knuckles of your fingers. Spread your toes out on your mat. Press your heels back. Lift your sitting bones towards the sky. Set your eyes at one spot between your feet, drishti. One pointed gaze gives you access to your body, to your breath. Ragdoll at the top of your mat. Walk your feet to your hands. Keep your feet parallel to one another, hip width apart. Grab opposite elbows. Allow your upper body to fold over your thighs. Lengthening through the spine, through the neck, to the crown of the head. Lower your hands to a forward fold. Slowly rise to stand, mountain pose. Palms face forward. Spread your toes out on your mat. Squeeze your leg muscles to your bones. Pull the pit of your belly in. Take the shoulders back. Extended mountain. Reach your fingertips high, look up. Draw your hands to prayer and down to heart center. We begin our practice with 3 ohms. Breathe in. Extended mountain. Reach your fingertips high, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to your mat. Soft bend in the knees. Halfway lift, flat back. Press the fingertips to the shin bones, pull the shoulders back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Forward fold. High push up. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Your head, your heart, your hips, your heels are in one line. Spread the fingers wide. Drop the knees. We'll do the modification first. Keep the knees behind the hips. Pull the pit of the belly in. Low push-up. Bend your elbows. Keep the shoulders in line with the elbows. Lower all the way to the mat. Cobra pose. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Lift up the chest. The belly stays connected. Forehead to mat. Downward facing dog. Press up through the knees. Lift your tailbone up nice and high. Spread out the fingers and toes, lift through the sitting bones. Pull forward to a high push-up. Option to drop the knees. Lower to low push-up, bend the elbows. Upward facing dog, press the tops of the feet into the mat, lift up the legs, the hips, expand through the chest, take the shoulders back, downward facing dog. So you choose the variation of the flow that works best in your body. We'll take our sun salutation A's. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or hop, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Extended mountain, full breath in, reach up. Forward fold, soft bend in the knees. Halfway lift, high to low push up. On or off your knees. Cobra pose or up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Set your eyes at the back of your mat. Drishti. Find softness between the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Extended mountain, press down, reach up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High to low push up. Follow your breath, create a flow. Upward facing dog or cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Spread out your fingers and toes. Press into your mat, lift your sitting bones high. Inhale, fill up. Forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Extended mountain, look up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High to low push up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Steady your eyes. Smooth out your breath. Press down through the hands and feet. Lift the sitting bones higher. Chest presses towards your thighs. Get present to what is here for you in this moment. Inhale, fill up. Forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold. Chair pose, thunderbolt. Bring your big toes together to touch. Send your weight into your heels. Spread your toes out. Lift the front of your pelvis towards the belly button. Belly button pulls in towards the spine. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Take the shoulders straight back. Expand through the chest, biceps by the ears. Spread your fingers out. Light it up. Lower your hips towards your mat. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Step back and lower down. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Warrior one, step your right foot to your right hand. Press your left heel into your mat. Lift up with strength. Be intentional creating the physical foundation of your pose. Right foot is at 12 o'clock. Press the four corners of your left foot into the mat and squeeze your left thigh muscle to the bone. Pull the pit of the belly in. Press down through the feet. Reach your fingertips up. Look up at the space between your hands. Exhale, low push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Warrior one, left side. Find stability in the feet first. Press down and lift up. Spread your toes out on your mat. Steer your left hip towards the back wall. The right hip draws forward. Belly pulls in. Fingertips reach high. Drop your tailbone towards your mat. Find a 90-degree bend. Left knee over the left ankle. Press down, lift up, look up. Breathe in. Release. High to low push-up. On or off the knees. Upward facing dog or cobra. Breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Drishti at the back of your mat. Smooth out your breath. Checking in on every down dog. Get present, get here. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, forward fold, feet to hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, thunderbolt. Hold it, build it from the ground up. Spread the toes out. Pull the belly in. Lift the shoulders and take them straight back. Take another breath. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Warrior one, right side. Press down, lift up, go back. Exhale, low push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left foot steps, warrior one. Your full inhale takes you up. Your exhale takes you to low push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Reset, spread out the fingers and toes. Set your eyes. Ujjayi breath. Find the balanced action of effort and ease. Inhale, fill up, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, chair pose, hold it. Spread the toes out, pull the belly in, expand through the chest. Notice if you're working too hard. Find the softness in the pose, balanced with the strength. Drop your tailbone more. Lift your heart higher, breathe in, forward fold. Halfway lift, low push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Right foot steps, warrior one. Ground down, lift up. Low push up, exhale. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left foot steps, press down, lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, chair pose, thunderbolt. Build it from the ground up. Be intentional. Pull the pit of the belly in. Take the shoulders back. Steady your eyes. Lower your hips. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Look up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Right foot steps. Warrior one. Hold it. Spread your toes out. Steer your right hip back. Expand through your chest. Walk your right foot forward a little bit more. Drop your tailbone down. Bring your hands to heart center. Warrior two. Keep your right foot at 12 o'clock. Pivot your left foot parallel with the back of your mat. Be mindful that the right knee is in line with the right toes. Press your feet down. Squeeze the leg muscle to the bone. Pull the belly in. Take the shoulders back. Drishti over the right fingertips. Reverse warrior. Reach your right palm to the sky. There's no change in the legs. Keep the right knee in line with the right toes. Steer that right hip back. Open through the right shoulder. Take one more breath. Reach the right hand higher. Warrior two. Steady your eyes. One breath. Release. Cartwheel your hands down. High to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Stability first. Rise with strength. Set your eyes. Tune into your breath. Commit to a little bit more. Drop your tailbone down, working towards that 90-degree bend. Left knee over the ankle. Anchored through the outer edge of your right foot. Draw your hands to heart center. Warrior two. Be intentional, building it from the ground up. Left toes, left knee at 12 o'clock. Neutral pelvis. Take the shoulders back. Breathe. Reverse warrior, left palm reaches to the sky. Stay in your lunge. Deepen your breath, Ujjayi. Press down, reach your left hand higher. Warrior two. Pause for a breath. And release, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Come down to your knees. Boat pose. Sit on your mat with your feet out in front of you. Get balanced on your sitting bones. Reach your fingertips out in front of you. Pull the pit of the belly in, lift up the feet. Expand through the chest. Take your shoulders back. Spread out your fingers, spread out your toes. Take one more deep breath in. Cross your feet. Press your hands into the mat out in front of you. Press down through your feet and lift up your feet and hips. And then come back to boat pose. So zip up your spine, nice and long. Shoulders go back, fingers spread wide. Take one more deep breath in. Cross the ankles, plant the hands at the top of the mat, press down, lift up the tailbone. Come back to boat. Yeah, and you do what you can, just planting that seed of intention, even just visualizing the pose. Take another breath in. Release, cross the feet, plant the hands, press down, lift up. Come back to boat. Yeah, it's lots of core. Be kind to yourself. Spread out the fingers, spread out the toes. Expand. Take one more breath in. Release, cross the feet, plant the hands, press down, lift up. Nice work. Hug your knees into your chest. Seated pigeon pose. Place your feet out in front of you, hands behind your hips. Take your right ankle and place it on top of your left thigh. You can adjust the intensity of this pose by straightening your left leg a little bit or taking your hands a little further behind you. So work at your growing edge. Wherever you are, keep your right foot flexed and encourage your right knee forward. Keep the four corners of your left foot into the mat. Three-leg tabletop. Turn your fingertips to face the front of your mat. Press down through your left foot and lift your hips up. Take another breath and release. Switch sides. Turn your hands, fingertips to the back wall, left ankle to the right thigh. And again, be intentional setting up the physical foundation. Feet are at 12 o'clock, flexed, toes back towards the kneecap. Encourage the left knee forward. Breathe. Three-leg tabletop. Turn the fingertips, face forward, root down through the right foot, lift up the hips, keep the foot flexed. Take another breath and release. Come into staff pose, both legs out in front of you. Rooted through your sitting bones, shoulders back, hands press into your mat. Single leg boat pose. Take the sole of your left foot, place it inside your right thigh, and lift up your right leg. Reach your fingertips out in front of you. Find the balance on your sitting bones. Reach your chest forward. Take the shoulders back. Lifted leg pose. Grab a hold of the back of the calf, the ankle, maybe the bottom of the foot. And then pull the pit of the belly in, reach your chest forward. Breathe. Twisted, lifted leg. Take your left hand to the outside of the right foot. Take your right hand behind you for support and gaze over your right shoulder. And breathe. Take one more breath. Seated single leg extension. Take your right leg out in front of you. Sole of the left foot is still inside the thigh. Root down through the sitting bones. Reach the fingertips high. Breathe in. Fold forward. Keep your spine long. You can grab a hold of your ankle, the bottom of your foot. If you've got a towel or a strap, you can also wrap that around your foot to lengthen out your arm. Take one more breath. Sit up tall, coming into a seated twist. Right leg out in front of you. Hug your left knee in with your right arm. Take your left hand behind your left hip. Press your left hand down in towards your mat to lengthen out your spine. Gaze over your left shoulder. Take the shoulders back, expand through the chest. Take one more breath. And release, come back into staff pose. And take your right foot inside your left thigh for a single leg boat. Lift up your left leg. Keep the foot flexed. Pull the belly in. Take the shoulders back. Spread out the fingers. Lifted leg pose. Grab the back of your left leg, ankle or foot. Pull in to your center line. Press down into your mat. Lifted leg twist. Take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Left hand to the floor. Gazing over the left shoulder. Breathe. Take one more breath. Come back to center. Place the left foot down. Seated leg extension. Rooted through the sitting bones. Reach up. Breathe in. Fold forward. Find a nice long spine. Expand through the chest. Letting every exhale carry you a little further into the fold. Sit up tall. We'll take our twist. Left leg out in front of you. Hug the right knee in with the left arm and twist. Gazing over the right shoulder. Pressing through the right hand to lengthen out the spine. Take another breath and release. Stand both legs out in front of you. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Seated forward fold. Grab a hold of the calves, the ankles. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release deeper into the fold. And slowly rise up. Lie down on your back. Dead bug, happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands. Pull your knees towards your mat. Feel the full length of your spine connected to the mat. Press the shoulders down. Release your feet. Shavasana. Extend your heels to the corners of your mat. Let your arms fall beside you. Toes fall open. Deep rest. Find peace in the stillness. Hug your knees into your chest. Fetal pose, roll over to your right side. You can rest your head on your right arm, curl up into a tight little ball. And slowly make your way to a seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. We'll seal our class together with 3 ohms. Breathe in. Press your thumb knuckles to the center of your forehead. The light in me sees and honors the beautiful shining light in each one of you. Together we bow forward. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much.